Modern software is dozens of independent microservices that all need to talk to each other. Connect them poorly, creating massive traffic jams across your network. To manage that bottleneck, engineering teams generally turn to one of two solutions: a traditional message queue, like ActiveMQ or RabbitMQ, or an event streaming platform, like Apache Kafka. Traditional queues move data in a straight line. Kafka drops data into a central topic to serve multiple consumers. But developers fall into a trap, defaulting to Kafka. Forcing Kafka into simple applications creates a bloated mess, while traditional queues under heavy loads crash servers. Making the right choice means ignoring the hype. You have to look at the underlying mechanics of these systems and match them directly to the true scale of your project. Let's start with exactly how these tools get data from point A to point B. Traditional queues operate on a push model. The active broker in the middle constantly forces messages out to the consumer application. This creates a smart broker that keeps a meticulous record of every single message, ensuring perfect delivery. Kafka takes the exact opposite approach, relying on a pull model. The central storage node simply sits there, while multiple consumer applications actively reach in to grab the data. This dumb broker holds data and waits. Smart consumers fetch information at their individual speed. This allows you to scale up dozens of new microservices without overloading the sender, but it completely shifts the heavy lifting. The consumer application now has the burden of keeping track of what it has and hasn't read. Traditional queues guarantee perfect tracked delivery. Kafka trades that built-in tracking for massive decoupled scalability. That scalability directly impacts performance metrics, specifically the volume of messages processed every single second. Because traditional queues stop to verify every single delivery, they top out at around 4,000 to 10,000 messages per second. Kafka, by comparison, can easily process over 1 million messages per second. It achieves this through an asynchronous process. The producer rapidly fires data into the broker and moves on immediately. If the receiving broker fails mid-transfer, it creates severe danger. The oblivious producer keeps firing, and those incoming packets drop straight into the void, lost permanently. Kafka intentionally abandons the safety net of absolute message guarantees to achieve raw system throughput. The next major difference lies in what happens after the data actually arrives at the broker. Traditional queues are ephemeral. The exact millisecond a consumer application reads a message, the broker permanently deletes it to free up space. Kafka uses persistent disk storage. Instead of deleting information, it SPACs read messages into a retained column, acting like a database logging history. This persistence allows 5 independent applications to read the exact same data stream multiple times without ever destroying the original message. It also enables event replay. If a downstream service breaks, developers can look back in time and reprocess a specific window of data. But holding on to millions of messages requires massive, expensive disk management. A traditional queue cleans itself. Kafka makes you pay for storage to hold all that history. Kafka acts less like a temporary delivery service and more like a permanent logging system that demands a substantial storage budget. There is one final cost to choosing event streaming platforms: the sheer complexity of the architecture. A traditional ActiveMQ setup is incredibly straightforward. You deploy one producer, one queue, and one consumer. A Kafka deployment requires a sprawling network map. You have to manage ukeeper nodes, interconnected brokers, and heavily partitioned topics. That clustered redundancy isn't optional. It is strictly necessary to keep the system alive and prevent total failure if a server crashes. This places a heavy operational burden on your engineering team. To track where a specific message went, developers must manage complex correlation IDs. When a message gets lost in a partitioned cluster, tracking it down is exponentially harder than checking a simple linear queue. You get unmatched scale and fault tolerance, but you pay for it with a massive complexity tax in deployment and daily maintenance. So, looking at your own architecture dilemma, how do you decide which system to deploy? Consider the high-reliability developer. You are building an e-commerce platform, a payment gateway, or a system that handles critical financial transactions. For you, guaranteed single message delivery is completely non-negotiable, and your overall volume is moderate. You should deploy RabbitMQ or ActiveMQ. Now consider the high-scale architect, aggregating millions of system logs, performance dashboards, or managing highly decoupled microservice environments. In your case, raw throughput and event replay matter much more than a 100% delivery guarantee. You should deploy Apache Kafka. The best architectural design doesn't surrender to technology trends. It respects the reality of the project's scale, the value of the data, and the engineering resources you actually have.